The church loomed, Gothic and imposing. Gargoyles leered from high above, their stone faces twisted in silent screams. Stained glass windows, once vibrant, were now dark. They depicted biblical scenes now obscured by grime and time. The church stood at the edge of a town, a foreboding sentinel. Its shadow stretched long, swallowing the light. Inside, the air hung heavy. Incense lingered, a cloying sweetness. The silence was absolute. Not even the chirping of crickets dared penetrate the oppressive atmosphere. Each footstep echoed on the cold stone floor. The church felt abandoned, yet a presence lingered. A chill ran down the spine, a whisper of something unholy. This was not a place of peace. It was a sanctuary for fear. She was known only as Sister Agnes, a spectre in faded black robes. Her face, always framed by a stark white wimple, was a mask of severity. Eyes, deep-set and dark, seemed to pierce the soul. They held a chilling intelligence and something else, something ancient and unknowable. Sister Agnes glided through the shadows. Her footsteps were soundless, her presence heralded by a sudden drop in temperature. Those who dared meet her gaze felt a tremor of fear. Her voice, when she spoke, was a low monotone. It seemed to seep from the very walls, echoing with a hollow resonance. Rumors swirled around her like the dust motes dancing in the pale shafts of sunlight. Some whispered she was a tormented soul, forever bound to the church. Others claimed she was a guardian, protecting a dark and ancient secret. The truth lay buried deep, hidden beneath layers of whispers and time. Sister Agnes had once been a woman of flesh and blood. Her name was lost, forgotten like a fading inscription on a weathered tombstone. She had come to the church seeking solace. Instead, she found despair. A betrayal, swift and brutal, had shattered her faith, left her broken and alone. The man she loved, a priest of the very church that now imprisoned her spirit, had been the instrument of her downfall. He had used her, discarded her, and left her to the whispers and scorn of the devout. Driven to madness by grief and rage, she had sought her revenge within the church walls, a final, desperate act that sealed her fate. Now, she was tethered to the place of her torment, her soul unable to find peace. Section 4. Whispers in the pews. Fear was a constant companion. It clung to the air like the scent of incense. Parishioners spoke in hushed tones, their eyes darting nervously towards the shadows. They avoided the pew where Sister Agnes was said to appear. Its velvet cushion remained undisturbed, a silent testament to the terror she inspired. At night, the church came alive. Moans echoed through the empty nave. Footsteps scraped against the stone floor. The faint strains of a mournful hymn drifted from the choir loft. Those who lived nearby kept their distance. They shuttered their windows and prayed for dawn. The church, once a beacon of hope, had become a place of dread. Its very stones seemed to whisper of the horrors that unfolded within. Section 5. The Face in the Confessional. A young priest, new to the parish, scoffed at the stories. He dismissed them as superstitious nonsense. He would prove them wrong. He would confront the spectre that haunted the church. He would offer her solace, release her from her earthly bonds. His arrogance would be his undoing. He entered the confessional, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. He began to speak, his voice echoing in the confined space. A cold wind swept through the confessional, extinguishing the flickering candle. He felt a presence beside him. He turned, his blood turning to ice. Staring back at him, through the ornate grille, was the face of Sister Agnes. Her eyes blazed with an unholy light. Her lips curled into a grotesque smile. A scream died in his throat as darkness consumed him. Section 6. The Shocking Truth. The church stands silent, a monument to fear and despair. The young priest was never seen again. Another victim claimed by the darkness that permeated the holy ground, but the truth, more shocking than any ghost story, remains hidden. Sister Agnes is not a vengeful spirit. She is a protector, bound to the church not by curse but by choice. She guards a secret buried deep within the bowels of the building. A secret that, if unleashed, would shatter the very foundations of faith. She is both jailer and prisoner. Her terrifying presence, a deterrent to those who would dare to uncover the truth. The church is not haunted by a ghost. It is a cage, and Sister Agnes, the warden of a darkness far more terrifying than any vengeful spirit.